insane what they're doing. They did a freaking superplex off the top rope right onto a damn ladder. Well, Jesus, that just for thinking back to that.
Oh, on the corner. You landed on the corner of the on the ladder, right?
It wasn't like the ladder was set up. It was just laying on the ground, nice solid ladder, and they superplexed right on top of the damn thing off the top rope. I mean, that's a long way down on a hard ass ladder. Yeah.
Let me. We just gave it a. I want to get the chat people involved a little bit more. You said you gave it
B minus.
School letter B minus. All right, I'm going to go B. People in the chat. Are you still in the chat or no?
Yeah, I'm looking now. I'm waiting to see all the letters fly up now that you're.
Yeah, just I mean, let us know what you guys think. You know, I see that. You know, as far as
here they go.
As far as
Jesus.
school letter grade, you know it's going to come. A lot of people.
So far, C is the worst. C minus is the worst I've seen so far. A lot of B's, a couple of A's, A minuses. It seems to be B's from everybody.
B's or C's, you know what I mean? Yeah. Somewhere in there. So I mean, we're right there. But I thought those the three matches. I thought the DX entrance was
that was amazing. My God.
I'll tell you what, the opening video package was
that was something new too. That was a cool thing. I mean, it went like with everything they've had lately, which we'll talk about with Raw with the Vegas stuff, but. Everything they do, like they have cool ideas. You know, they're decent enough ideas. The execution is as good as it's going to be from wrestlers trying to be comedians, but it's good up to a point, and then they just keep going and going and going, and they just drag it on too long, and then by the end you're like, well, they ruined what could have been, you know, a cool little segment. But
let's run it down from top to bottom, and we'll go with we'll start it out with that opening video for SummerSlam. Here's the deal: me and you. We're watching on a live stream.
On the internet, yeah.
Illegally.
Of course. That was one of the most searched for items on Google. It was like number 17 overall. SummerSlam stream. Yeah.
I heard that, yeah. But, no, they opened it up with that video package with, it was like somebody that was putting a hand across the screen. And I thought it was
a shadow, yeah. It was like a hand puppet shadow over the SummerSlam logo and the music of Aerosmith. It was just like a shadow hand puppet over it, and you hear like a little fade voice, and you're not really paying attention. You don't hear the voice as Triple H or Shawn Michaels. You think it's the dude running the stream just screwing with everybody. Like,
that's what I thought. That's what I was just gonna. I thought it was the guy that was doing the stream that was just fucking with everybody. You know what I mean? I'm like, what is? You know, I'm thinking, what is going on? But that was cool, man.
You told me because I was chatting with you online while it was going on. I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? And then you just said out of nowhere, oh, it's DX. And then I finally listened close to the voice. I was like, oh, it is. I was like, whoa. Yeah.
No, that was cool. I mean, that was a cool way to open the show.
Yeah, then they walk in front of the camera, and there's a white screen behind them, so it's all blank white, and they're just standing there in their DX shirts, and they, what do they say? They're just screwing around and saying, you know, they're back, and blah, 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 blah. And then they said, how are we going to fix this? Because they're like, oh, how are we going to get back to the pay-per-view? Shawn Michaels says he used to be a TV repairman or something, and he's going to try and fix it. So then they go into a DX video, and you get the DX video clips, and then they come back, and they're standing in front of the white screen again. And Triple H is like, I thought you were going to fix it. And Shawn said he forgot how to. And then Triple H says, well, at least people got the message. And Shawn said, well, what message? And Triple H said, we're back. And then he looked right in the camera, and he said, start the show. And then boom, right into Aerosmith, and it was cool.
Yeah, that was definitely a cool way to open a fairly good SummerSlam show, as we just noted, man, with the B and the B minus grades that we gave it, and everybody else in the chat as well. So, but guys, by the way, WZROnline.com /chat. Let me plug the live phone number here. It's 724-444-7444. Call ID number is 30273. Followed by the pound key. Yeah.
Let's walk up here for a second. I got to go to the mini fridge and get a soda because.
You drinking? What do you got? A mini fridge right there in the office or what?
Right here in the bedroom, man. Right here in the bedroom / office. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I had a mini fridge in the office here.
Hey man, when you drink as many beers as I do, you need one. But this is a Coke. I'm just a little thirsty right now.
Yeah, no beer drink.
Crack.
I got some beers over in the refrigerator. Not the mini fridge.
Yeah.
That you have in the room, but I got some beers in there. But not tonight.
Like Chris Farley said in Tommy Boy, he's like, oh cool, mini fridge. You could put candy bars in the freezer. You can load it up with 6 packs of soda.
All right, so then we opened up, we had the pyro, of course, all the good pyro, real good pyro as well. I mean, they went all out.
Yeah, they had good production for that show. It was nice.
Yeah, they went all out, and they did the fan access thing, which means, I mean, SummerSlam is really, it's turning into, it has that WrestleMania-like feel. I mean,
it went into a different classification or a different category this year with the fan access, and I don't know. A lot of people are saying this didn't feel like one of the bigger SummerSlams, and I can't compare it to them because I've been kind of out of the loop for the last few years, but it felt like a big show to me. It didn't feel like a breaking point or a No Mercy. I mean, it felt like, this is a big one,
Well, I mean, they're taking the steps. Maybe not this year did it feel like a huge major show.
No, I mean it's in a new category just because they added the fan access. I mean, they're treating it like a bigger deal this year than they have before, I think.
Oh, without a doubt. And I think they're going to do it again, probably do it again next year. I mean, it was successful this year, so I wouldn't see why they wouldn't bring it back. Keep in mind, they were also in Los Angeles, which is basically Hollywood, you know what I mean? Had all the celebs there and things like that. But, it looks like they're going to make this, they're behind WrestleMania. This will be their, not that it wasn't before this, but this will
Royal Rumble sometimes beats it.
Well, I don't think they're going to do the fan accesses for Royal Rumble.
No, it's too close to WrestleMania, and it's not like a theme as far as the time of the year, because it's like January when they do Royal Rumble, right? So.
Yeah. So
I don't know. They could do like a beginning of the year kind of blast off thing for that pay-per-view if they wanted to, really try and push it too. But I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think WrestleMania and SummerSlam. I mean, as far as fan accesses are concerned and things like that, I think they're gonna continue that trend here in the coming. We'll see next year, obviously, but I think this year was, like I said, fairly successful, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them do it again next year. We opened up a show after the pyro and all that good stuff. We had Rey Mysterio versus Dolph Ziggler. What a way to open the show, my man. I mean, these guys just
they set the bar high. Yeah, they set the bar real high. It was going to be hard to top that match.
Right. I mean, what was it? Rey Mysterio went for the 619 a few different times, I believe. Eventually ended up hitting it. The thing about it is Rey Mysterio was promised a fairly long run with the IC title. But Dolph, I mean, in recent weeks over on SmackDown is just one of the new guys, you know what I mean? One of the new guys that they're really, really starting to get behind.
He's like the Miz
John
Morrison.
Right. Just one of the younger guys that you're trying to groom into a future main eventer, you know what I mean? And, I mean, they tore down the house. I mean, an awesome way to open SummerSlam. Ray, I believe Ray eventually got the 619 and got the win. But I don't think it hurts. I mean, we'll see what they do at the SmackDown tapings tonight with Dolph. I don't think he's going to go back. I mean, they've pushed him in recent weeks as more than just a mid-card jobber. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I mean, tonight at the SmackDown tapings, I'm sure, that loss. I mean, I'm sure they're going to continue to push him from this. I mean, they need to build new people now. You know what I mean? I mean, how long are these guys going to be around? I mean, how many times can you bring back DX? I mean, how long is Shawn going to be around? I mean, Shawn's not even scheduled.
They're saying Shawn's retiring at WrestleMania next year, right? It's possible.
It's possible. I mean, I know he's not scheduled to work live events. He's going to do the TVs on
September.
Monday. Yeah, at least through September. So I mean, he's not back full time. Obviously, he'll be back full time, with DX. But I mean, it's interesting because you bring back DX. A major draw, you know what I mean? When people hear the name D-Generation X, it's like, wow, DX is back. You know what I mean? It's just one of those groups or one of those names that draws, that sells. So it's interesting that he's not working September live events. And of course it can change, you know what I mean? But it's interesting that DX, who's been brought back on TV, isn't going to be there to sell the live events, the house shows, you know what I mean?
Tickets, merchandise, and all that, yeah.
Right. I mean, I'm sure they'll still have the merchandise there, but then what are you going to do with Triple H? You're just going to have Triple H come out by himself to the DX music or to his own
music?
Throwing
glow sticks out to the crowd like they've been doing lately?
Right, but by himself? I mean, come on. I don't see Triple H in singles matches without the DX gimmick, you know what I mean? But it's just interesting that he's not booked for. I mean, that could change, you know what I mean? We'll have to wait and see. But so Mysterio Ziggler, first match of SummerSlam, great way to open the show. And then they shot backstage. We had a backstage segment with MVP and Jack Swagger. What'd you think of this?
I wasn't. You were clamoring about it on Sunday. I didn't think it was all that good. I mean, Jack Swagger, like I've always said, he's Dennis the Menace on steroids, and you know he's got that dumbass grin on his face with his teeth and all that the whole time. And the idea was okay. I mean, but it's kind of corny every time there's a black guy. They have to be the gangster thug, down and out, and I had a bad childhood. And, I mean, is it true with MVP? Did he have like a fucked up childhood?
Oh yeah, MVP's had MVP spent time in prison.
Okay, so they're trying to make something off something real, and that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it was all right. Like I said, the idea was okay. Jack Swagger's the spoiled jock, and MVP is the ex-con, and there's two contrasting lifestyles, and yeah, it was all right. It was cool.
MVP Jack Swagger, that backstage segment led us into the next match. MVP defeated Jack Swagger with a finishing maneuver. What is it called? The Playmaker, I believe.
Yep.
You know, I mean, for that match, I mean, it fell after Mysterio Ziggler, which tore down the house. You know what I mean? So you knew
they kept it quick though.
Yeah, they kept it quick, but you knew going out that MVP versus Swagger was not going to match up to Rey Mysterio and Dolph Ziggler.
No, it wasn't going to match up to really anything on the card, other than other matches that are in the same category with it, like Christian and Regal and Kane and Khali and the throwaway matches nobody cares about. So,
how about the low point of the show with this Nancy O'Dell from Access Hollywood?
You know, your jeans are so tight, Freddie Prinze Jr. Your jeans look so good; they're so tight. Like, oh my God, what does this have to do with anything? You know?
Oh, I know. And you know,
the guy was just on Raw. They had something to work with, and she's talking about his tight jeans.
Well, he basically said something to Randy Orton as well. I mean, she continued where it was like, "Watch your back, Randy Orton. I'm going to strike when you're least expecting." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they did something. The funny thing about it is, Tito Ortiz and Jenna Jameson were side by side, sitting right next to him, and the camera never showed them live on camera. Just panned to her. And
well, they pulled them away from the seats and they had them right up in front of the barricade. So I don't know if they did that on purpose, but yeah, I mean, Tito Ortiz and Jenna Jameson, they acknowledged them on WWE.com with photos. But other than that, they were the only two celebrities they didn't really acknowledge them, because I got the list right here. The celebrities were there. We had Nancy O'Dell, like you said, from Access Hollywood. Arsenio Hall, he used to be the late night host show guy. Freddie Prinze Jr., Maria Menounos from Access Hollywood, real hot chick. Tito Ortiz, Jenna Jameson, Robert Patrick from Terminator 2, Luke Perry from 90210, Slash from Guns N' Roses, Rick Rubin from Def Jam, Piers Morgan from America's Got Talent, and Lemmy from Motorhead was there. And some reality show bitch, but I don't know who they are.
We also put up on the website, not necessarily celebrities, but Rob Van Dam and his wife Sonya. Lita was also at the show.
Shane McMahon was there.
Shane McMahon.
Roddy Piper.
Linda McMahon, Roddy Piper, a bunch of people were backstage as well. Wow, look at that chat room, my man. I mean, there are a lot of people tuned in tonight. Guys in the chat room, you guys that are under guest usernames, you can go to talkshoe.com and register right now. It takes 2 seconds. Like I said before, you just enter a username and a password. You're good to go.